Sokolowskis University Inn has been serving Northeast Ohio for 85 years. Believe it or not, this Polish-American restaurant started out as a candy store owned by the List family. The Sokolowskis bought the building and converted it into a saloon in 1923.
In the 20s, we went through the Prohibition era, and in the 50s, mid-50s, when they were building the Innerbelt Bridge out here, and my parents were married, we decided to go into the food side of it more, and not just the saloon. My mom and grandmother were great Polish cooks, so they passed on those recipes to us. And just studying some of the Polish cuisines and picking up some books and that, you learn the history. And it's all basically Slavic recipes that you kind of just steal from each other, as far as the Ukrainians and the Polish and the Czechs and Slovaks. And so, I mean, it's very similar as far as our cuisine is concerned. It's the Central and Eastern European.
One of the things that makes Sokolowskis one of the most unique restaurants in Cleveland is that it's a cafeteria-style restaurant. Mike's mom came up with the idea from her experience working as a registered nurse in New York City, and today Mike, Bernie, and their sister Mary wouldn't have it any other way.
I would say our signature dishes are definitely the Salisbury steak. My mom always had a joke, and father, that put three of us through college serving that over the years. And of course we have the kibasi, the smoked kibasi, and the fresh bratwurst, and the pierogi. I would say those four are our signature dishes. We serve those daily, plus we add different entrees to the menu. I don't know, my favorite dish is probably the Salisbury steak, if I had to pick one.
Over the years, the Sokolowskis have learned that you have to be able to adapt to be in the restaurant business. So while still holding on to their Polish roots, they've also added some other great fare, such as cheeseburgers, pastrami sandwiches, and this incredible corned beef Reuben.
Well, I think being in the restaurant business and just dealing with different generations, a generation coming up of younger kids, you have to change and adapt to them. But then you have to maintain what you do best and do it well. Because, you know, kids that are in their 20s will eventually get, and I don't want to knock anything else, but they'll get tired of what's out there, and they come back to what's Cleveland, and that's pierogies and sausages, and we have seen families come here when you know, I've seen families come here where you have small kids and they end up getting older and being married, and they bring their kids. So we've seen generations of families here come here, and I think you have to keep it Cleveland.
And don't forget about dessert. Try one of their fresh baked pies or cakes. If that doesn't hit the spot, then a cup of their rice pudding is sure to do the trick.
For a special treat, come on down for their famous fish fries. What started in the 1950s is now a Friday tradition here at Sokolowskis for them and their patrons. Also enjoy the great piano music while you enjoy your fish with the resident piano player, Tom Baylock.
We've had Tom Baylock for a good 8 years now, and I've always tried to get him because I used to frequent some other places where he played at, and he was loyal to those folks where he played at, and then I was finally able to persuade him in 2000 when we opened up on Saturdays. And we love Tom. Tom's a treasure in the whole city of Cleveland. He's a pretty popular guy. And we've had live music now for probably 14 years, 15 years since we started opening on Fridays in 1993.
The actual restaurant started out a lot smaller than it is today. What you see now is actually 4 buildings joined together. What's now the Frontier Room used to be a mechanic's garage, and their most recent change was converting their front dining room into a beautiful bar in 2001. With all that space, the Sokolowskis have found plenty of sports memorabilia, pictures, and bobbleheads to fill up those rooms.
Some of the pictures we're most proud of, I would guess, would be you know, President Clinton was here, the President of Poland, Lech Walesa, was here, Kevin Bacon, Ed Asner. We've had a pretty good list. Dion from Dion and the Belmonts. We've had a lot of stars come in over the years that we're proud of. We're just proud to be around. You know what? I can honestly say my brother and sister and I, we love Cleveland. You know, I get a chance to visit other cities 2-3 times a year, and you know, I wouldn't live anywhere else. I mean, it's home to me and always will be, and you know, I think that end of it, and Sokolowskis being around in Cleveland for as long as we have, I think it's a good match as far as being a hard-working city and a stick-to-your-ribs, hard-working type menu that we provide.
So the next time you're in the mood for the best Polish-American food in the city, stop by Sokolowskis University Inn, grab a tray, and as they say here, you may come in as a stranger, but you'll leave as a friend.